powered by Riverside FM.
Powered by Riverside.
What's up, UP Nation? Welcome to the UP Unconventional Playbook. It's a beautiful Friday in beautiful Wisconsin. A couple of items I want to talk about. By the way, hit that like and subscribe button. Keep growing this channel. It's just doing tremendous things, and we want to continue to have this thing on the air, producing great content. It's just been a fantastic run for the past month. Question for today is, will Randy Moss still be the best wide receiver that the Vikings have ever had once the Justin Jefferson era is over? I mean, you can make an argument that Justin Jefferson is on a path that very few Minnesota Vikings, especially at the wide receiver position, has ever been on. You can't say Chris Carter. Chris Carter started off with the Philadelphia Eagles, eventually came to the Minnesota Vikings, but, good wide receiver in Philadelphia, but obviously had some issues in Philadelphia, was traded to the Minnesota Vikings, had a stellar career. For my money, I'm a Chris Carter guy. I think his resume is long. He was a Viking for a long time. Randy Moss came in that 3D group with Jake Reed, Chris Carter, Randy Moss. Wow, how stellar were they? And Randy Moss was kind of the Lamborghini. Chris Carter was kind of the car that you have in your garage that gets you everywhere, takes you on your family vacations, takes you back and forth to work. It's your daily car. You can count on it. But Randy Moss was just something that was nice that you like to have, like that Lamborghini, that Porsche, the thing that you pull out every now and then and shine up. When you want to show off, you pull out Randy Moss. What a compliment he was to Chris Carter. But I don't argue when people say Randy Moss is the greatest Vikings wide receiver ever, because I get it. I understand it. The numbers that he put up was absolutely outstanding. But you got to take a look at Justin Jefferson's numbers. I mean, here's what he has accomplished thus far. He was second team All SEC. He was a national champion at LSU. He made the All-Rookie team 2020. He was the NFL receiving yards leader in 2022. So that's 2 years in the league, man. 2 years in the league. He was the NFL receptions leader 2022. He was a 3-time Pro Bowler from 2020 to 2022. First team All-Pro 2022, NFL Offensive Player of the Year 2022, and he's not done. He's got 392 receptions, 5,899 yards, 30 touchdowns. Now, he's on pace to do some great things with the Minnesota Vikings, barring injury. And you could argue that Randy Moss, for the bulk of his career with the Minnesota Vikings, he was playing with, some patchwork quarterbacks at times. You know, I know he had Dante. Dante was a franchise guy, but after that knee injury that Dante received, his career was kind of over. So the majority of his quarterbacks were patchwork. Justin Jefferson, I think, has been in a better situation when it comes to quarterbacks. Obviously, Kirk Cousins was a cornerstone of this organization, and now they got J.J. McCarthy ready to come in when Justin Jefferson is at his peak. So I think he's got a chance. I think Justin Jefferson has a chance to be the greatest Vikings wide receiver ever. I think when you look at him, he's a combination of Chris Carter and Randy Moss. Now, Randy Moss had that top end speed. Randy Moss could take the top off of defense. Randy Moss had that length, that size. So when you threw up those 50-50 balls, Randy Moss would always come down with those. Now, Justin Jefferson doesn't have that size, but he comes down with those 50-50 balls as well. But you remember what Randy Moss said to Randall Cunningham, I believe. Just throw the ball up. Golly. Randy Moss, when that ball was in his circumference, there were very few people that could outjump him in terms of cornerbacks, safeties, whatever you decided to put on him. You could roll coverage over the top. He still found a way to come down with it. Remember the Thanksgiving game in Dallas where he wanted to show Dallas what they missed when they didn't draft him? That was one of the best Randy Moss games ever. Or when he went to Lambeau. You know, the moon game. When he said on the way to the stadium, the Green Bay Packer fans were mooning him. So when he scored his touchdowns, what did he do? He mooned them back. Not literally, but he did the movements of mooning the fans back. Randy Moss was a dog. Does Justin Jefferson have an opportunity to surpass that? My answer is yes. I mean, he's been in some great situations. Joe Burrow as quarterback in LSU, stepping in with Kirk Cousins, and now he's about to get another supposed franchise quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. Boy, I think he's got a great shot. When you look at his years with the Minnesota Vikings, you know, his rookie year, he caught 88 balls, had 1,400 yards, 71 was his long, 17. That's a great rookie campaign for Justin Jefferson. And he started 14 games that year. When you look at the next season, 1,600 yards, 108 receptions. 2022 year, 128 receptions, 1,800 yards, almost got to 2,000. I think he's got a great chance to get to 2,000 again, by the way, this year, if he stays healthy. Following year, 2023, he had 68 receptions. This was last year, 1,074 yards. The guy is great. When you miss the amount of time that he's missed and you still put up 1,000 yards, it shows your potency as a player because he missed considerable time. And he had a makeshift patchwork of quarterbacks last year when Kirk Cousins got hurt. Oh, the guy is going to be phenomenal. And I think for those people who thought his contract was ridiculous, you had to sign the guy. He's got a chance to be the greatest Vikings wide receiver ever. So that's kind of the argument. That's the debate. Who do you think? Do you think he's going to surpass Randy Moss? Do you think Randy Moss is the greatest Vikings wide receiver ever? Is it Chris Carter? It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But I think Justin Jefferson has a chance. Anybody watch the game last night, NBA Finals? Celtics made that look easy. Celtics just said, hey, hold my beer. Let me go handle my light work. And that's what the Dallas Mavericks were. We're light work to the Boston Celtics. See, Dallas has to understand this is a different animal. This is not young OKC. That's just young and talented no experience. This is not the Minnesota Timberwolves, who's going to be passive and back down and not be able to protect the rim. This is a savvy Boston Celtics basketball team, full of vets, full of dogs. If Luka thought for a minute that he was going to be able to come in and he and Kyrie were going to be able to clown and get whatever they want for 4 quarters of a NBA Finals game, they were sorely mistaken. This is a different animal that they're facing. As I said in previous episodes of the UP, the Dallas Mavericks have no shot. You can book it. I think they may win a game or two. They'll win a game or two, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a sweep. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Dallas has too much pride, and then human nature is that you're going to let down. You know, there's that travel in there. But the Boston Celtics are so focused. They see that light at the end of the tunnel. And they are a team that is made up of guys that aren't in their heads. They just know how to play. Did you see Porzingis? Like, you just knew Porzingis was going to come back. He used to play for the Dallas Mavericks. It used to be him and Luka. That was the guy they wanted to pair with Luka before they got Kyrie. And they traded him away. And so Porzingis had some things to prove last night. And I think he did that. I mean, I've never seen a guy, and he's coming off injury, I've never seen him be so active. He was active on the boards, being really aggressive, shooting the 3-ball, trying to get offensive rebounds. Anytime he touched the ball, I mean, he went in his bag. He had double moves, triple moves, fadeaways, one-leg Dirk Nowitzki shots. I mean, Porzingis was on something last night. Now, if that continues, the Dallas Mavericks have a good shot at going home really, really early in this series. I don't think that's going to be Porzingis the whole series, but I definitely think he had something to prove last night. I mean, that was evident. That was evident. So, as I said before, man, you know, the Dallas Mavericks, they better go back to the drawing board because this is going to be hard. I think the first 2 series, in terms of the teams that they played athletically, they had to deal with some things. But mentally, I mean, OKC and the Minnesota Timberwolves just weren't ready. I mean, it's obvious if you watch that series. They were hesitant. They were soft in areas. They didn't come to the table. Players that we were counting on didn't play well. It's going to be different with the Boston Celtics. They're a little different. Different animal. Big news. UP just got confirmation that the sports guru of Minnesota, Patrick Buchanan, will be joining the broadcast. We're going to be bringing Patrick in every now and then to talk Minnesota Vikings. You're talking about a guy that is in tune with everything Minnesota, every sport in Minnesota. You want to talk to the sports guru, and that's Mr. Patrick Buchanan, who will be joining the UP often on broadcast. Just talk a little bit of Vikings for the most part, but we're going to dabble in some other things. You know, this is going to be the platform for that, the stage for that. So I'm super excited that we're going to be adding Mr. Patrick Buchanan to the show. Known Patrick for a long time. Great asset he will be to the show. So I can't wait for that. My guy is in New Jersey right now. He's going to be on a plane back this weekend. So I'm thinking he's going to be making his debut on the UP some point next week. Talk a little bit of Vikings mini camp, OTAs, stuff like that. Again, hit that like and subscribe button. This has been the UP. Put your comments in. Who is going to be the better Viking when it's all said and done? Will it be Randy Moss? Will it be Justin Jefferson? Looking forward to hearing your comments, getting your emails. We could definitely keep this thing rolling. This has been Unconventional Playbook. And again, we're going to keep putting out the content that you love. I will see you when I see you.
Powered by Riverside.